Hi, I'm Jamil Tabasi with Flint Hills Spas and Pools in Wichita, Kansas. We've got two convenient locations, one on the east side of Wichita and one on the west side. And I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about plug-and-play hot tubs. So what do we mean by plug-and-play hot tubs? That's a hot tub that plugs into a standard 110-volt outlet. I'm sitting here on a couple of different models, and this is an example of what the plug looks like, which everyone should be familiar with. Just plugs into a standard 3-prong outlet. One thing about the plug-and-play models, most of them will already have, as you can see here, they've got a GFI protector on the plug themselves, so they would go into an outlet that is not GFI protected. You can't have two GFI protectors on the outlet. So that's a big advantage to the plug-and-play hot tubs, is that you don't need to run your 220, 50, or 60 amp 4-wire system. You just plug and play and you're ready to go. Plug-and-play or 110-volt models tend to be a little bit smaller. They're designed to fit in smaller spaces. They're designed for a smaller number of people. They can be anywhere from one person. They can go up to 5 or 6 seaters, but typically are 3-4 seaters. They're typically single pump systems. They typically do not have a circulation pump on them. They usually have a few less jets than a standard 220-volt hot tub. They tend to be a little less expensive than a 220-volt model, which is very appealing to some people. There are a few things about the 110 volt models that we try to make people aware of that are, I guess you might say, drawbacks, or just things that people need to be aware of. One is the big difference between a 110 and a 220 is the speed at which the hot tub will heat. A 220-volt model will be heating anywhere from, we usually tell people 3 or 4 degrees an hour. It could be a little bit faster. A 110, might be 1 to 2 degrees an hour, so it's going to heat a lot slower. The other is that 110-volt models usually those models will have a 2-speed jet pump, so you have a low speed and a high speed. When you're on 110, there's not enough amperage available to run the pump in high speed and run the heater at the same time. So if your pump you put it into high speed and the tub calls for heat, the heater won't come on. You can't run both of those. So when the jet pump is in, your pump is in low speed, or it's not on at all, it'll heat just fine and will heat 24 hours a day. They still go to 104 degrees. Just like any other hot tub, and that's an industry standard maximum, but they don't heat quite as fast, and you have the issue with the pump and the heater amperage. I'm sitting here with a couple of models that we sell a whole lot of. One is by Artesian Spas. It's part of their garden series. This is called the Iris. This one's really cool because it's got 4 seats. It has 27 jets, which is a whole lot for something this size. This is 5 foot wide by 6.5 foot in length. Again, a single 2-speed pump, single filter, very easy to operate, has some lighting options. Pretty, not a lot of bells and whistles, and it's really, all these are really designed, again, where you don't have a bunch of people that are going to use it. You have maybe a smaller space you're going to put it in. The one that I'm sitting here on is part of, this comes from Dreammaker Spas. This is called the Easy, and this is a similar dimension. It's a little bit wider, about the same length, and can seat, about 4 people. 16 jets, so a little bit less than the Artesian, but both of these are very popular models for us, and we sell quite a few of these. The last thing I would say about when considering 110 versus 220, this is, we're kind of generalizing with all this, but as a general rule, for us, if someone comes in and we always try to ask, why do you want a hot tub? Why are you buying a hot tub? If the reason they're buying a hot tub is for therapeutic needs, let's say a real serious therapeutic need, like maybe fibromyalgia or rheumatoid arthritis, or they're in a car accident and have, disc issues in their back or whatnot, as a general rule, the 110 models are usually not as well suited for treating real severe or serious therapeutic needs. And that can be, again, because the number of jets or where those jets are situated in the hot tub or the type of jet. And maybe in a later video we'll talk about some of the differences in jets that are available on the market. But 110 volt model, plug and play model hot tubs, very popular, very good for a lot of different types of people, and it may be something that you may be interested in looking at. So thanks again. My name is Jamil with Flint Hill Spas in Wichita, Kansas, and thanks for watching.